the Corinthians in their ego started to feel like they didn't need Paul to tell them what was right and wrong. They could do it, figure it out on their own. I was recently reminded of a story from 2012. It's about a 19th century Spanish fresco painting by Elias Garcia Martinez. I'm going to show you a picture of it. It's a fresco painting of Jesus, a crown of thorns on his head. This painting was given to the city or village of Boja. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of all of this, but it was a place where his family would go for vacations, and they loved the city, so they gave it as a gift to the city. Well, not long after it had been there, they came back to look at it, the people that were in charge of taking care of it, and they noticed that there were suddenly all of these white specks all over it. Now, when they had received the painting, there were peeling places on the painting, places where the paint was starting to chip because it was very old. But suddenly, it was like it had accelerated all of a sudden. And what they found out is that there was a woman in the village who had taken it upon herself that she was going to restore this painting. And what she had done is she had chipped away all of the little pieces of paint that had been peeling. And when they saw this, it was because she had peeled that stuff back, peeled it away, because she was planning to repaint it herself. Now, she thought that she could do a pretty good job of just restoring what the artist had already put there. After all, he had already put out the vision of what it was going to be, and she was just going to be mimicking what he had done, and she could figure that out, she felt. So this is what we ended up with. And not only did she change the look of Jesus' face and completely lose all of the detail on his clothing, but she covered up the crown of thorns on his head. People were outraged that someone had defaced this painting. Someone thought that this was vandalism, that they were making fun of the painter, and she came forward, and the article said she came forward when she realized that things had gotten out of hand. They said that they felt bad for the woman because she had good intentions. She was wanting to restore it, but she was obviously misguided in her good intentions. When Paul is writing to the Corinthians, some of them may have been well-intentioned, but they were living their lives in a very misguided way. And whenever we pick up the pen, or we pick up the pencil, or we pick up the paintbrush to straighten out our lives, things have gotten out of hand because it's not supposed to be in our hands, it's supposed to be in His hands. And we're supposed to be following His guidance, His direction. And Paul is going to remind the Corinthians that they need to be following God's leading and directing in their lives.